The beauty I see in God here is that the Lord allowed me to experience healing 2 times, 2 totally different ways, but victory on both sides. So my son being 16 months diagnosed, 8-month battle, his battle ends with victory. He's in the arms of Jesus forever. Then the Lord leaves me here as a testimony in the earth to say, okay, yeah, not only can I heal you through grief and through a grief process, but I can also heal you physically and leave you as an example to let others know around the world that God still heals cancer. He still heals cancer. He still can put you in the right company of the right people to make sure that you live. And you know what? You might struggle through it. It might be tough. My recovery was hard. It was really, really tough. That's why I couldn't start any kind of book tour or anything like that. I had to wait because I had to recover first. But what I'm telling you, God has healed me inside and out. And that's what puts me in this light where I can help others to get through it at this point. You have to take this in small pieces. You're not going to be able to digest it all in one setting. You're going to have to take it step by step, and they're going to have to be small steps. So that's why I open up the book with stuff like just breathe. That's how I open it up, just breathe. Once you get that information about your child, or once you get that information about your own diagnosis, it's safer just to sit and kind of be quiet and digest everything that they're saying, because half of it you're not going to hear, because all you heard was, the doctor might have said cancer, but you heard death. The doctor might have said cancer, but you heard your friend's name who had the same illness and didn't survive it. The doctor said cancer, and you remembered the sickness of somebody else. So Baby Steps is a resource to guide you through those first 10 days of diagnosis, specifically those first 10 days. So I give you good instruction. I'm saying, hey, just breathe. Breathing in and out, inhale, exhale. Really literally breathing, not anything spiritual, not chanting, not going into prayer, not going into your heavenly language, but really just kind of saying, okay. I remember sitting there and I was holding Terrell, and when they came back and let us know that the diagnosis, they were hoping for it to be ALL, which is a different form of leukemia that works in stages. And they can kind of catch it at different stages and stop the progress of the disease. And then when they came and informed us that it was AML, which has no stages, it's aggressive from the beginning to the end, we then had to say, okay, you talk about breathing. I held him tight, and we were just sitting there in a chair, rocking back and forth, just kind of breathing. The doctors were very understanding. This medical team at that time, they said, you know what, Mr. and Mrs. Hinton, we're going to give you guys a little bit of time, and we're going to come back. They understood the process. We have to digest it at that point. The next part I talk about is listen. Because after you finish breathing, you have to come out of that. You don't have a moment. This is not the time to be angry. This is not the time to get mad at God. This is really the time to kind of figure out, what do I do next? So when they do, they give you a little bit of time to kind of get yourself, gather yourself. They come back in. Now it's time to start writing. So we had we have so many napkins and scrap papers, and we kept all that stuff where we just wrote just different notes. All right, they said this would have this effect. Okay, this would do this, and we're hopeful that this will work, and we're hopeful that this protocol will work. And we kind of just listened, wrote down the information. We listened not to respond. We listened to gain information, which is a really important part of the journey. Many of our viewers that are watching, an important part of their journey is not to listen so much to the outside influences, but to listen to the medical professionals who understand the process, so that we can take those things to the Lord in prayer. We need to take every process to the Lord in prayer so that he can help us. So my son went through there was radiation, there were some effects that he should have had with radiation. We took it to the Lord in prayer. And he shielded us from some of those side effects that he should have had. So when you're talking about how does that relate and how do we take those baby steps, we really took our time. We really took the time, and we went through